Welcome to Night's Arcade. I'm Sleepless Night. We're in Just Cause 4, and today I'm going to show you how to do the vertical limit feat. This was requested by a viewer of mine, Night Alpha, who'd commented on one of my other Beat the Feat things. So today I'm going to show you how to do this. So this is the highest point of land, at least, on the map, where I'm standing. In fact, this exact peak of snow, that exact tiny bit of snow right there. Oh, that's not a good gun to do that with. That's the wind gun. That exact peak of snow is exactly the right spot to stand on to get the Where I Belong achievement, which I got actually just before starting this, so I'll throw that in so you can see me approach that and get that, pop that achievement. So this is what you need to do to get that achievement. But today we're doing the vertical limit feat. Now, really, in order to max out this feat, you need to go to the highest point on the map, which is where I'm standing, and you need to get there in a wingsuit without touching the ground. And to really max it out, you have to start at sea level. Now, I, as you can see, have not maxed it out. I think it maxes out about 2,500 meters, but I could be wrong about that. I've got 1,269.34 meters, as you can see there on my personal best. If you're only beating the dev, Alexis, 384 meters, they should have this done in about a minute and a half, but probably less, in fact. But the best place to start this achievement, or one of the best places to start this achievement, you can see where I am. This is where I am on the map now, so this is the highest point. And this is roughly where I'm going to start off from. And when we get there, I'll explain why I'm starting from there and not, like, down here or over here somewhere, right? So I'm going to start over here, way down on this little beachy area. So we'll see you there in a second. Here we come, look. So there is, incidentally, there's another one. There's another one of these feats called Paraclimber, which is basically the same thing, but just with a parachute. And you've just got to climb slowly by using the grapple and not touching the ground. It's the same principle, really. Exactly the same thing. It's quite a lot easier than doing the wingsuit one, though. The wingsuit one is kind of tough because, first of all, you can't use the Sky Striker wingsuit. So you can't use the one with the jetpack on. You have to do this by grappling. So you have to open your wingsuit and use the grapple. You can't just climb with the jet thing. So you've got to do this the old-fashioned Just Cause way. Now, the reason that I came here, first of all, it's best to start at sea level. But one of the things is to make sure that you climb fairly slowly, if possible. Because if you come to a sheer cliff face, all of a sudden rising in front of you like that one, and you're here, losing elevation, you're very unlikely to be able to climb that without crashing into it. Because, of course, you have to get quite close before the grapple will deploy. The other reason that I stand here is because one of the things that happens if you start almost anywhere else in Solis is you've got obstacles all over the place, the big tall leafy things called trees, and it's very easy to crash into them while you're doing this. So ideally, what you want to do is take actually more or less the route that was from here, the route that's marked from here to there. I think it should be roughly the road route. Yeah, so, you know, roughly, not exactly, but, you know, roughly go up here and follow this ridgeline because it's a slow climb. If you get to a point where you have to climb too fast, as I might do while making this video, you know, who knows, I might fluff it up. It's a couple of months since I actually played Just Cause, so it's quite likely that I'll make a mess of this. But yeah, if you're, by the way, trying to beat a buddy of yours that started with their waist in seawater and finished with their feet right up on that topmost point that I was just standing on, first of all, well done them. And second of all, good luck, because that's going to take some doing. But if you're only trying to beat the dev at 384 meters, you should have this done in about a minute. If you're trying to beat me, it won't take a great deal longer, but let's give it a go. So you have to shoot out your grapple as far away as you can, and then deploy your wingsuit.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how long you're sort of zipping along the ground for at this point, by the way. That doesn't make any difference. Doesn't matter if you lose altitude. at any point either, which you may well do. Try not to do this while you're going across any sort of big expanses of water, because there's nothing to grab onto, and you might just lose enough elevation that the whole thing will just end. You can see my vertical limit climbing there, look. Down in the bottom. Nowhere near my personal best. I'd be surprised, like I said, I've been out of Just Cause for a while now, so I'd be quite surprised if I can beat my personal best. I'd be absolutely astonished, in fact. But, you know, try to do that. Make sure you pull back on your thumbstick, playing this, assuming if you're playing this on a controller. Yank back as hard as you can on your thumbstick when you come up to these high elevations so that you don't smack into them. It's quite tough to do in places, but try to follow the ridgeline so you suddenly don't find yourself coming upon a very sharply rising cliff right in front of you. Like this one is, so I'm going to probably have to go round this a little bit, but we'll see. I'm getting a little bit of elevation here, but who knows? It's not always going to work out the way I want it to. There we go. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you lose elevation in the middle of doing this. The point... Oof, watch out for the rocks. The point... is that you don't touch the ground. So as long as you don't touch the ground, doesn't matter if you go up or down, doesn't make any difference. They're looking for the elevation gained between the point you first deployed the wingsuit to the point where you hit the ground. I'm not sure if it actually counts at all if you face plant. It might. I've no idea. You see, I took a bad line there, so I'm losing elevation and speed. So I might hit the road here, but we'll try not to. But yeah, always start from sea level. If you want to, for the maximum elevation, start from sea level and try to sort of follow a ridgeline kind of thing, like I'm doing, all the way up to the maximum elevation, because otherwise you'll come across sharply rising cliffs that you're going to smack into, because by the time you're close enough to grapple, you're not far enough away from the ridgeline or the cliff face to actually gain the elevation needed, and you smack face first into it. I'm just going to try and beat my personal best. That's all I'm here for today. Oh dear, see? Now I'm losing speed. Oh, there we go. So if you lose too much speed, you'll just fall right out of the sky. So try not to go over any big gaps where there is nothing to grapple onto. And just try to keep it going. But like I said, start on this side if you... For the best result, start on this side to sort of avoid trees. Doesn't matter if you go down a bit, as I said, as long as you don't hit the ground or get blown up by a tank. As I think they were intent on doing. Now this is where it's going to get tricky. This is where I might crash. Because it is kind of difficult. See, now I have beaten my personal best. But it is kind of difficult here. You have to kind of go sideways as you approach cliffs like this. Because by the time you're close enough... Yeah, you have to pop yourself sideways quite a bit. So try to find those slow inclines where possible. Oh, no, now I've lost it. Right, there we go. So all I did was beat my personal best there. I don't know quite what happened. Oops, oh dear. Some sort of a Barney going off up there. But yeah, there you go. So I did beat my personal best. I climbed to 1,427 meters. So, you know, that's something. Yeah. But it is quite difficult. Once you start getting to these sort of elevations, it's quite difficult to go up enough. So you have to... This is what I said. Plan your route better than I did just there. And try to go around, you know, this sort of a way, really. But as long as you stick to that, it's perfectly doable. Oh, there we go. Wait. Sorry, I've got my laugh track on because when I was last doing this in the stream, it seemed to be something very funny. But that's it. I hope Night Alpha has been helped by that, and whoever else might find it helpful. If you think you know someone who might find it helpful, share it around. Leave a like if you like this video. Subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, and ring the notification bell for notifications every time I post new content. You can also follow me on Twitter, on Discord, If you want a more sort of tight-knit community experience, the Discord and Twitter links, as well as the Facebook link and Patreon and my Twitch links are down in the description below. I hope you find this helpful, but until next time, from Knight's Arcade, this is Sleepless Night saying nighty-night.